Hi there, welcome to my channel. As usual, I don't really talk about this, but cases of parenting issues are very rare, but concept maybe misconnection or never show interest. Frankly, I not surprised at all, but yeah. IMBU is, let me explain what really happened, and this may not be a judgeable video, but I think they deserve to explain what really going on and why they don't like the concept and stuff. But yeah, definitely I need answers sometime, but definitely you would think this is stupid. But IMBU is about a 3D avatar that you created, and once you go in, you got the amount of credits. So I've been with IMBU for nearly, let's just say, 7 to 8 years, if I'm not wrong. But why I recently feel like not even downgrade, but I think that parenting issues are very serious over there. I really think that maybe it's the reason why your children doesn't like about this, but there is people that love to be loved, and there is people that love to have time, and there is parents that doesn't really understand and misleading and misunderstanding and mistreated how the children feel. So this is really focused on my end, but this is definitely needed. Let's see. Many parents have a negative self-image which they unwillingly extend to their children. So yeah, this kind of situation, I don't think it's necessary, but sometimes it's best to sit down with their children and to talk to them honestly, like talking and try to resolve the things, not just to block each other or unfriend or telling things that is not relevant to the children. Is definitely something that is very sensitive. As for me, I'm one of those sensitive person that can sometimes miss reading something and miscommunication and some establishment. Definitely that there need to be some major change, but definitely take some time to understand that not all children are the same. Like for example, children of IMBU, sometimes they can be very annoying, frankly speaking. But not that I disgranted this kind of situation, but sometimes as a parent, you need to understand why that the children need this and that, and why they want forgettable situation where you can show them love and interest and talk to them. Make it like, even though it's IMBU and you think it's not really relevant for them to love you like that or talk to you friendly or situation wise, what kind of situation they're facing, is definitely there. You just have to sit down and talk to them. It's not that hard, and understanding the situation could make things better. And second thing, that parents have some undeveloped or immaturity. Parents who are undeveloped or immature experience their children as unwanted or intimidating or dependency load. They find the threatening to bear the responsibility and extensive care that the babies or developing child required and may even come to resent their offspring. Situation like this, frankly speaking, you need to really think positive. Don't just say, oh yeah, sure, we don't think really good about this, and not just because you believe your friends or family or other thing. You just have to believe on yourself whether you're responsible for this situation and keep it to yourself first, and then later on even the partner may have some offspring or negative thoughts about you or image you or something. They will try to disrespect and telling people, oh yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that, and then later on something happened. But that something happened is not even relevant to the situation that I'm facing. Even other people is not facing this situation, but the situation that maybe come from school, homework, or stress, or came out of work, and then they want to share with you what happened, but you block them out. Like, communication wise is really something that you need to think about, and be positive about the situation. Not that the situation is getting worse, but it's definitely you need to show some love and understand and sit down and talk. Definitely would be a guideline, and try to resolve the situation, not just go haywire and blocking people and say they're not my children, blah blah blah. It's not negatively thinking, but sometimes parents are so called, even though your age is different, or 26 or 27 or 30 or even 50, the situation there need to be willing to the power of loving and teaching the right things, not going through negative thoughts and everything is definitely there, but I'm responsible that I have to deal with this every time, and sometimes you need to listen to the children and why their reason, and don't question why. It's just reason that maybe you wanna try to find out what's the situation in school or what's the problem, and you try to resolve it and sit down sometime, hang out. That would be great. Many people find it difficult to introvert to accept love, in particular the simple, direct, loving experience of a children. So back to phase one, that this situation, yeah, I mean, for me as a IMBU child myself, I show love. I mean, I said, I love you, mom, and I love you, dad. But the situation maybe because I have a bad day, or I just woke up, or sometime depression kicked in. I mean, yes, I got depressed a lot. Last year, myself, 2019, I got a situation with my married life, and situation where the wife will leave you, and that caused a lot of depression. And I made videos on music to show that everybody that I felt the pain that I lost something or someone that I love. Definitely, the situation is there, but you need to have a barebone responsibility of a parent. If you are a parent on IMBU, on real life, or situation anywhere that you can think of, you need to show the true relation. Do not just say that, oh, sure, we are doing this. Let's just rephrase that, is because the love that you need to show is intimidating, but definitely sometimes the children that love you means a lot. You need to think positive, not saying that, oh, this student is so negative about this unprofessional stuff, and really is not our fault that I felt different, and some other children may be different. I really don't know, but the situation on IMBU is technically like real life. The situation may be different, but for me it's definitely the same. Number 4, parents have unresolved trauma in their own life. Yeah. This thing happened, maybe in your childhood you face a different scenario of love, or some trauma incidents that may have occurred on your growing youth and experiencing this immaturity of life, and you definitely don't want to pass that to your child and think that negative and causing problem here and there. Is definitely not that. It's just that sometimes you need to settle down and think twice of your action. Do not just go crazy like previously I mentioned. Don't just block them or something. Just talk to them and find some way to resolve the situation, not just because one partner say this, one partner say that. Is definitely both partner need to talk about this and come down and talk to their children. Sometimes it's not that, I don't think it's support. It's not about the support that we need. It's not about the problem that we are facing. It's about the love. Sometimes is undeveloped love. But in my sense, I love my parents is because two things. I feel safe, and I feel there's a reason why I should be with them, and there's a reason why things is not turning up, and sometimes it's best to settle down, talk to them and resolve the situation. For many, just continuously thinking negative, but definitely you need to think positive sometime. Number 5, having children reminds parents that time is passing and tends to increase their death anxiety. Wow, that's really hot topic, but yeah. I just gonna briefly say this, but I really don't know whether this is occurring on the situation vice versa. I just don't really get a feel on that. This can cause tension and even reassessment in the parents, and self-protective, defensive, and retreat from feeling the direct or indirect hurtful to the children. It's just a brief talk, but definitely you don't want to do that. Parents, number 6. Parents tend to use their children and emotionally project, which has a destructive effect to their offspring. Whoa. Let's see. Yeah, more about parenting attitude, and definitely there is some the purpose must be replicated to their parents' attitude and choice. If they defer their independent action or misinterpreted or definite or rebellious parents try to impose sameness on their children because they can't live on through their children if the children are different from them, or for example if you are religious and your child is non-believer, or if you are a Democrat and your child is a Republican. Your child is no longer serve that necessary function, obviously. Obvious, but definitely there. But impressing sameness is highly damaging to the children. Each child is genetically different and has a unique agenda and personal destiny. So, number 7, parents' unfaithful primitive hungers for love and care for their children cause them in turn to focus this strong desire on their children. What I really want to say is they're confused and they think they're powerful, but you need to think twice about this situation and think possession they have towards that offspring are genuinely feelings of love. Children who are secure but instead will become refractory of physical touch, the living finger of their immature parents are felt possessive, sucking, and tentacle. I don't know why, but this website is really telling me different things. Physical pain. Well, that really happened to me. I feel a lot of pain, and when I need advice, sometimes maybe you're busy with the solution, other half of you or your partner of love or your married life, but the children that you desire that have the potential to be there is definitely you need to think about it, and then you have to talk about it, and sometimes it's not one person, not 2 person, not 3 person, not 50 different people telling you this and liars and stuff, but definitely not situation that I think that need to reflect on their children. Frankly speaking, I'm just here as a human being. Even though I'm on a computer, I intend to love my parents, but if you don't intend to feel the love, think twice. Number 8, due to independence in the inadequate or problematic parenting style, many children develop traits that are unlikable or irritable. Wow. To summarize this situation, I make it shorter instead. I don't want to read the whole damn thing. I just really feel it takes time. To summarize, almost all parents feel that they love their children, but what parents feel internally must have an external concept in action. that are loving in order to have a positive effect on their children. Parents good intentionally are not suitability for nurturing love, which can only be provided by a physically healthy and independent adult. Both the intentions and the capacity of love are necessary to sustain the small child in his or her growth forward. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So the situation like this is different. The concept of loving a children may be, yeah, sure, this is what happening and definitely is unsynchronized. But sometimes if you think like, if you have the mentality of thinking your children is a major headache, okay, then think of a way to resolve it and try to think positive about this. Don't just respond by blocking them. Try to understand what's the situation and try to resolve. Sit down or hang out sometime. It will show sometime. And to be frank, if you have the mentality of an adult, you will understand the children love. But if you think about presentable, functionally, and children need to be this, need to be that, you definitely have misleading concept. And partner to partner wise, you need to think on yourself first and then reflect and talk about children. Think about how are you going to raise them up, how are you going to do this on your own. And then the partner come in, tell you negative things. Don't just indulge that you think that, okay, your partner is telling this and this and this, and sometimes the situation may be different. Not all children are the same. Not that I'm saying from my own perspective, but different religions. You think I'm Mexican, okay, I'm not offended. Sometimes people think I'm Indian, sometimes people think I'm Filipino, and some people think that I'm Chinese. But definitely the mentality don't just show that, oh yeah, you're loving for white or racist or something. It's not that I'm trying to judge, but sometimes parents also need to think how, like, let me put this way, think of how the children love, like what kind of music they like listening to the same music. One, like, okay, your parents may like country song or your parents like pop rock, and then when come to our generation as a children, for myself, I would definitely go for hard rock music and crazy hangout and the kind of thing that really different from the generation. Maybe your generation you like pop rock, you like country music. Then your other side of the children, they will think, okay, fine. But most of the time, you need to think about balancing out the situation, not just like up, down, left, right. Not goes anywhere but center of it. Center of it will balance things out and try to resolve it as soon as possible. Don't just panting on the situation. I wouldn't be able to do that, but definitely sometimes it's best to sit down, talk to them, understanding what the situation in school, or are they doing very well, or are they doing something that may trigger your hateness or towards the children. Do you think that too much love, too much predictive, and you cannot just do this, you cannot do that. But you need to balancing out. Don't just think that, oh sure, it's definitely there, but you need to balance out. Think about the children first, and then think about the partner. If the partner say that, for example, my case, the other partner think that I keep inviting her or something, then there may be a reason why. I explain to the other half saying that, oh, because sometimes I need to talk to mom and I need some advice. But situation wise, you need to understand the children, not just the children say that things happen and then you just have to sit down and talk. Don't just run away and think discomfort and think negative. It's just situation that maybe differ, not just because I say this, not just because I say that. It is about centralize and talk to the person. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do anyway. This is just a short video, and I hope this video helps parents, not just because in my perspective I felt different. Doesn't mean I'm not actually loving my parents. It's just that sometimes in school it's just different to ensure that you got the time, you got the sufficient time, talk to them. If you don't have the sufficient time and they had that time to talk to you, just write them a message and try to understand the situation. Or sometimes if you really care about the children, you need to think about how are they doing and well-being and healthiness. And sometimes because of the situation, some people think intention to love is different. So this is about to be wrapped out. I'm done. So this video will be sent, and hope this video is sending a positive feedback to people that having problems like me. And definitely I felt there is needed to talk about, but definitely you need to try figuring out yourself sometime. And understanding the children is a major concept that most parents don't think. Well, anyway, it's too long and it's nearly 30 minutes, but goodbye.